Probably all of you remember the death is part of our life, right? Everybody accept it for our life. The second is, so the teaching is we name peaceful bridge. What comes next? Right. The sound is okay? Okay. So before we start actual class, few things I'll have to explain you. First, as a Buddhist, particularly as a Mahayana practitioner, all the teaching by Buddha Shakyamuni, like Theravada teaching, Mahayana teaching, Vajrayana. Within the Vajrayana, there are 4 classes, Vajratantrayana, Vajrayana. All teachings, all practice actually, one of complete practice. There's no such a thing we can say, oh, Theravada practice is for only the people who follow Theravada traditions. No, the Theravada practice is for noble truths, true truths, mindfulness, dwelling interdependence practices very necessary for a person who follow the Mahayana teaching. Second, many of you are very much interested in Tantrayana, Vajrayana, or particularly many of you are very interested in higher Tantrayana teaching. Also, we should not think that Theravada teachings, Theravada's practice, and Sutra Mahayana practice are not important. Only the higher Tantrayana teachings is very important for me. No. Theravada, Sutra Mahayana, Vajrayana, within the Vajrayana, all practices look like a step. If you don't really understand the 4 noble truths, true truths, trailing interdependence, then we're not going to understand how to practice renunciation. If you don't know how to practice renunciation, then we're not going to understand how to practice great compassion, great love, particularly bodhicitta. Clear? If you don't know how to practice bodhicitta, then you're not going to generate bodhicitta in your minds. Then we cannot enter into Buddhist Mahayana. We cannot really enter into higher Tantrayana practice. Therefore, in order to enter into Mahayana path, we need to learn how to generate renunciations. In order to enter into higher Tantrayana, we need to practice bodhicitta, then you can enter into Tantrayana. Particularly, in order to enter into the highest Tantrayana teachings, make sure renunciation, bodhicitta, realizing emptiness. Without realizing emptiness, without having any little understanding of emptiness, then when you visualize yourself as a Grintara, Vajrasattva, Yamantaka, Vasamaja, those are just going to be your imagination or daily visualizations. This is one thing I want to share with you. So when I said you need to learn how to generate renunciation, knowing generating renunciation is very easy. Right? When you read a books, when you listen teaching, you know how to generate renunciation. Second, when you actually try to renounce yourself, then it's become very difficult. Like for example, when you open a cooking, cooking book, right? Books mention all the cooking. Yes, when you read the books, it's mentioned you need to buy oil, onion, tomato, pasta, cook this and that, right? Then actually, when you really, going to cook, I don't think you can cook in a proper way, and the taste can be very horrible, right? Therefore, understanding, having knowledge is one thing. Actually having renunciation, actually having bodhicitta is very different. The second part, so many of you, include me, that so within one day, we have so many practices we have to be done every day. Many of you think, okay, morning I will do this practice, afternoon this, evening this, nighttime this. You should not separate all the practices. When you practice, for example, when you're taking refuge in the morning, taking refuge in the morning, also you must include practice of Four Noble Truth. Because when you're taking refuge, you're taking refuge within the having renunciations. You must include Four Noble Truth, and even though when you're taking refuge to the Tibetan. Also, when you're taking refuge to the Tibetan, you must include bodhicitta. You are taking refuge to the Tibetan, not only your own benefits. You're not taking refuge to, only benefits for your friends and family. So you're taking refuge to the Tibetan to benefit all sentient beings. Therefore, you must include bodhicitta. When you say, I take refuge to the Dharma, that there's two. One is the path, second is the cessations of the Dharma. So when you're taking refuge to the Dharma, you must include your understanding of emptiness. Therefore, each practice you do in the morning, afternoon, evening, you must include all your understanding of Dharma within this practice. Then, even though you practice just only 10 minutes, then your practice becomes very complete, also very powerful. It can transform your mind and thoughts. This is the second thing. Okay? The third things. So third things, another is my personal opinions. It can be wrong or can be true. First, when you study Dharma from one person, from someone, yes, as a beginner, you can have a little, the difficulties are there. So you study in one center with the one master, and you thought, wow, it's so difficult. I want to move another center to attend our teachings. Then you feel very difficult. So first you think as a beginner, The first time when I'm going to study, I'm studying now. Of course, there are some difficulties are here and there. But step by step, if you study step by step, practice step by step, then day by day, month by month, your understanding become more clear. Particularly, your understanding of Dharma become more deeper. If you move, every month, every year, into different centers from different teacher, different teachings, let's say you have been moving for 10 years. After 10 years, when you make a summary or conclusions, okay, I've been studying Dharma for 10 years with the different teachers in different center, in different temple, in different monastery. Do I really understand the complete Buddha teaching or not? Then maybe most of you think, I don't think I really understood the complete practice of Buddha teachings. Therefore, without giving up, you focus, step by step, your study. Then a peaceful bridge means, yes, we everybody fully understood. No need to give any instruction, any teaching about death. That we have been seeing, have been seeing so many deaths, so many people, pass away, so many of your relatives pass away. Even though, for example, me, my parents, my grandparents, my brother, my sister, my uncle, so many of my relatives pass away. No need any explanation about death. No need. The teaching, I'm going to explain you, going to teach you, the teaching will be how to overcome all the kind of fears while we are dying. The teaching will be, I will explain you, while we are dying, how we can really apply the Dharma in that moment, right? So make sure, so I'm not giving you, teaching about death. No need any teaching for death, right? Anyway, we're going to die. No need teaching. So teaching about how to be free from the fears, how to recognize actually I am dying, and how I can really apply the Dharma while I am dying. Then also second teaching is need to realize how I can realize I'm actually in the middle state. So according to Tibetan saying, even though, let's say, you are really died, you're dead, you died, but many times, for many days, few days, you're not going to realize, actually, I'm really died. You're just wandering, or, going around your friends, you are really trying to, you are speak to your friends, they never respond to you. You try to get food and drink from a food court hawker center, nobody, give you food. Then the person feels so upset. My friends not talking to me, my relatives, not talking to me. I cannot get food and drink. Then slowly the person will realize, we going to realize, okay, actually, it looks like I'm really no more as a human, right? Okay, so I hope all of you have the soft copy, which is a breakdown according to this teaching. Okay, please everybody open the soft copy. First 7 stanzas, how to approach dying. Within the seven stanza, the first stanza is, taking refuge, taking refuge. So first, we chant the first stanza and take refuge to the tribal gem. Particularly, you can just take refuge to the tribal gem. You imagine that you are in a process, already process of death, process of death. Okay, I and all beings through our space and without exception, go for refuge and to the light to the past, present, and future Buddha, the doctrine and the spiritual ability may be released from the fighting with this life, intermediate and the next lifetime. So particularly right now, you just take refuge with the Tibetan gem. Particularly, you take refuge with the Tibetan gem while you are dying. Then, in the second stanza, stanza number 2, right? So there's the contemplation, so the contemplating the meaningfulness and the difficult to finding this life support, wishing to extract the essence. So before we chant, first you need to reflect your own life. Particularly, being a Singapore, you must recognize, actually, I am one of the most fortunate person. I'm living in very convenience, clean, very safe place. Is generally you reflect you are such a lucky person. Second, not just you are being a lucky, you have an important life, very important life, which is very precious. It's so rare to have this life. So you need to feel definitely this fortunate life cannot be, cannot be have forever. It's okay, don't worry, don't worry. So you must think the important and fortunate life cannot be lost forever. It's okay, you can, okay. So first, you think I'm very fortunate. You have the fortunate life. The fortunate, the important life cannot be lost forever. Particularly, I am now, like 50 years old, 60 years old, 70 years old, 74 years old. Surely this life cannot be lost forever. Let's meditate on impermanence of the life. Impermanence of the life. The life is impermanent, cannot be lost forever. Also, it is so difficult to have another important life like this. So this life is the important because it is time to choose profit and loss, comfort and misery. Misery. And this lifetime, as a first, you have to be, good person. Second, very simple way, you need to learn how to practice Dharma in your daily life. Particularly, we need to learn how to practice Dharma while we are dying. Then we can have a perfect. If you are being a bad person, if you don't know how to practice the pure Dharma, particularly if you don't know how to practice the Dharma, moment of the death, then so you're going to lose the opportunity to have another, important and fortunate life. Comfort and misery. If you practice Dharma in general, particularly if you practice the Dharma while you are dying, then you can have a very comfortable life, another good life, which is very comfortable. If you don't know how to practice the Dharma in general, particularly if you don't know how to practice the Dharma at the moment of the death, then you going to take another life which has lot of miseries. So we chant the second stanzas. May we extract meaningful essence of this life's support without being distracted by the senseless effect of life. Seeing this good foundation hard to get, easy to disintegrate. Presence opportunity shows being perfect, was comfort and misery. Okay, now please meditate on impermanence, the death, while we are dying. If we know how to practice Dharma, I'm going to have a lot of loss. We have a lot of misery. In this sentence, you can see senseless affairs of this life. Generally, you need to, focus on which is important for you, important for your families. But many times, we very much have a lot of interfering with your neighbors, your friends, other family, a lot of interference. Particularly if you are, over 60, 70s, we totally must reduce interfering with so many things. Particularly if you are, let's say you are 70 plus, 70 years old, you just focus on your health, your food and drink, and your practice, So we need to reduce all the senseless, meaningless interference. Now we realize, the life is so difficult to gain, easy to disintegrate. That's number 3. Wishing mindfulness of impermanence and death. Wishing to overcome attachment to second existence. Here, most practice we need to learn how to generate bodhicitta based on realizing death. Okay, we chant together. May we realize that there's no time to waste. Death being definite, but the time of death indefinite. What has gathered will separate. What has been accumulated will be consumed without usages. At the end of the second death, finally one is dead. Okay, now here remember impermanence and particularly deaths. Death being definite, but the time of death indefinite. Also, whatever you have, your wealth, your house, property, friends, family, everything we need to leave behind. No time to waste. Generally, even though you're being a human being, the time is so precious, so important, so important. For the 24 hours, how many hours we really waste? Of course, we have to sleep. Sleeping is very important for your health. Right? So within the 24 hours, 7 hours we spend for sleeping. Then few hours, cooking, eating, taking shower, toileting, if there's this. Then still we have a lot of free time to practice Dharma, but we have a lot of kind of interference. We have been doing a lot of meaningless thing. Therefore, we must remember, I'm not going to waste my time. All the time, all the energy I have, I am going to use for meaningful, important. Right? This one. The second, you can say death being definite, or the time of death indefinite. Here we go through the three roots and the nine reason, right? Okay. First, what are the three roots when you meditate on death? The first one, death is definite. No doubt. I don't think anybody has a doubt. Right? Death is definite. The second, the time of death is indefinite. Time is, the death is definite. We are still okay. Second, when you contemplate, when you meditate, when you remember, when you think, the times of death is indefinite. It comes any day. Right? Generally, yes, very indefinite. Particularly in the 21st century, our life become very uncertainty. Our life become very indefinite. Think about last month, there's a serious earthquake in Burma, in Thailand. How many people died? None of the person who died, they never think, I'm going to die, today, tonight, tomorrow morning. We have a same thing. We always think I can live another, few months, few years, but actually it is very indefinite. Definite. And the third root, the third root, nothing here except practice. Except practice. Now you can see become more important. Death definite. The time of death is indefinite. Then at the time of death, nothing happens except practice. So you need to remember, except practice, except Dharma. Okay. So first, within the first rule, there are three reasons. Reason number one, the dead will definitely come and therefore cannot be evoked. No matter how much healthy food and drink you take, how many exercise you do, we cannot evolve. Reason number two, because our lifespan cannot be extended and diminished unceasingly, that we cannot extend our life. Now we can see how our life is really diminishing, decreasing. It's usually so fast. So today is some May, right? May. This means January finish, February, March, April. 4 months already over since New Year's. Within 24 hours, you can imagine how the 24 hour actually, decreasing so fast, so fast, so fast. Even when you are 60, 70 years old, you cannot really believe now I am 60 years old, I'm 70 years old. You cannot really believe. So impermanence. So ceasingly diminish. Reason number 3. When we are alive, there's a little time to practice. Right? Time to practice. The death is definite. The moment of the death, only Dharma or practice can have. Therefore, we have a very little time to practice, very little, right? So now, since today, since we have this class, so we must have a more time to practice Dharma. Clear? We must have a more time to practice Dharma. And here also, for kind of new NTBC, when I say you must have a more time to practice Dharma, you practice Dharma every day, every moment, right? Then many of you think I cannot because I'm busy. I need to, look after my family. I need to go for shopping. I need to go, I need to go to office. I'm so busy. I don't have actually time to practice Dharma. In a way, it makes sense. In another way, whatever you do, eating, drinking, taking shower, shopping, talking to people, whatever you do, your own action, you can apply in your own action, you can apply Dharma. In your own action, you can apply the great compassion, bodhicitta. Right? For example, simple example, while you are eating, like a food, simple piece of cake. So you need to think before you eat, who bite the cake? Who, the cook? Then all the ingredients, sugar, oil, flour, come from where? Simple cake. You can link, you can connect with all human beings. You can connect with all sentient beings. For example, the flowers, the fruits grow where? You grow in the field or farm. Yes, the people add water, soil, but there's so many other like worms. They have to grow the flower and fruits. So when you eat piece of cake, it can generate compassion. Second, the bad things. Why are you on the toilet bowl? What you are cleaning you are clean the waste. Yes, the human waste is not useful for human being. After the waste go in the toilet, although the septic tanks, inside there are so many billions of animals and billions of worms. They also very much enjoy your waste. They also enjoy your urine. Right? Also, you must think I'm giving my waste to the sentient being who own the septic tanks. Also, you can think you are giving a practice of generosity. So also when you for 24 hours, we need to take breath in and out, in and out, in and out. Breath out. Practice giving. Breathe in. Practice taking. Right? Give and taking practice. Take all the suffering of sentient being. Give your own happiness to others. Therefore, we no need particular kind of temple. We no need very special time for practicing Dharma. When you see very, old uncle and auntie, very much old, also when you see them, you must appreciate for them. Who cook for you in the food court? Who clean the table and chair? Who collect the, like a cup and spoon and the tray? Mostly elderly people, mostly very uneducated people. We must appreciate. Even though you are enjoying in the 5-star or 7-star hotel, right? Who cook the food? The doctor, the engineer, the rich? No, who cook? Mostly, poor people who belongs to the poor families. When you enter in the hotel room, the bed is very clean. The decoration is so beautiful. The toilet is so clean. Who prepared for you? The manager, the owner, the doctor, the engineer? No, who? Mostly, they say, poor people. So every moment you can practice Dharma. All your action you can transform into Dharma. Therefore, as a practice, no time to waste. Then, reason number 3, there's a little time to practice. The next, within the second root, was the reason number 4. Reason number 4. Our life is, the world is indefinite. Generally, life is indefinite, particularly being born in this world, life is indefinite. Reason number 5, the cause of death are very many. Cause of lives are very few. Now, I hope all of you remember the next 3 reasons. Because at the time of death, our friends are of no help. Because at the time of death, our well is of no help. Because at the time of death, our body is of no help. Right? So, when you use these 9 reasons, particularly last 3 reasons, we must need a friend. We must have a good friend. Not the friend always with you when you have money, when you are healthy, when you are happy. We need a good friend who always support you with a pure heart. But the best friend, while you are dying, while I am dying, the friend cannot do much. But the friend really wants to do something for you. He's going to give up. The wealth, even though you have a billions of dollars, you can hire, most, talented doctor. You can spend, a few $100,000, few millions of dollars. At the end, what the doctor is going to say, I'm so sorry, I cannot do anything. The doctor also says, what is sorry. Then the last is come our body. We have a excessive attachment to our body. We must take care of our body. We need a body. Without having this body, we cannot practice Dharma. We must have the body. We must have a healthy body, but should not have a strong attachment to your body. Therefore, while we are dying, then slowly our heart our lungs, kidney, livers, cannot function anymore. So 9 reasons. Okay, please everybody meditate on the death based on reflect on the 9 reasons. First, the death is definite. The time of death is indefinite. Moment of the death. At the time of death, nothing have except practice. Meditate on the death. Now next, the stanza number 4. Wishing for the non-arising of overwhelming suffering while dying. Now, until the stanza number 3 is general, teaching. First, taking refuge. Second, always need to remember the life is, I have such an important life. It is impermanent. If I don't practice the pure, I say pure Dharma, then I'm going to lose the good opportunity. If I practice Dharma based on having this important life, I can have a lot of profit this life and next life. Then particularly about the non-attachment towards your belongings, friends, and family. Now, let's say we all, somewhere on the bed, our condition is not so good. The doctor quietly told, your friends, I don't think he can live another few hours. Also, your friends and relatives also realize, you are not going to survive more than a few hours. Also, you yourself, somehow you're going to realize, I don't think, I can live another few hours. Imagine you are lying on the bed or sitting on the wheelchair. Now you are very close to the death, having a lot of physical sufferings. Now we pray to the triple gem. We activate the positive karma to reduce the overwhelming suffering. So while we are dying, we can have two types of sufferings. One, the physical suffering. That in Singapore, you have such as advanced technology, good doctor, they quite often give you the medicine which can reduce the physical suffering, like painkiller or certain injection, it reduce your physical suffering. At the same time, when you take the medicine, when the doctor inject you certain kind of injection to reduce the physical suffering, at the same time, your memory and your consciousness become very weak, very weak. Two kinds of suffering. First, the physical suffering. Second is the mental suffering. Okay, we chant this sentence to wish free us from the suffering. May we be relieved from the overwhelming suffering due to the worries cause of death. May the city of erroneous conception of suffering and object, illusory body composed of the four impure elements, consciousness are about to separate. Now you can see when you this chant, when we chant this sentence, feel it will be scary because the body, sorry, the consciousness are about to separate. Okay, now we are in the hospital. If we are lucky, we go to the hospital. We are not lucky, then maybe we are somewhere close to, death. Suddenly you can feel you have a very strong physical pain. Then you are screaming in the hospital. That moment, you need to just pray to the Tibetan, relieve you from the physical suffering. If you are physically so suffer, I don't think we can practice Dharma. Even we cannot remember because the physical suffering is so strong. So pray to the Tibetan, try to activate the positive karma to reduce the physical suffering. Then let's say physically you're okay. The physical suffering is reduced. You physically become more comfortable. But there's another suffering we can have, the mental kind of the illusion sufferings. Look at the sentence number 2. When in the city of erroneous conception of subject and object, that somehow, if you, we all actually, every day we accumulate negative karma. We have a lot of negative karma in our mind. But the moment of the death, you should not think the monks and us are an exception. Maybe sometimes, we are more worse than the lay person. Somehow, if you have a lot of negative karma, the negative karmas manifest into a lot of scary, very scary object. Also, sometimes the negative object also manifests into beautiful objects. Then, let's say the karma, become trigger to manifest as a so scary object around you. Then what do you feel? You're so scared. So scared. For example, you can imagine in your experience, look like you are walking in the place, suddenly you saw so many scary people come around you with the different weapons. How do you feel? Scared. While you are dying, your negative karma also manifests as a so beautiful objects. What happened? You're going to attach on it. Right? Therefore, you have a lot of confusion. You really don't know what you can do. There's so many scary people around you. I'm so scared. Therefore, second, you can pray to the Tibetan to relieve from these kind of appearances. Pray is one thing. The second, since today, you need to learn the beautiful object is not independently beautiful object. Right? There's no such as independent beautiful object. The beautiness, ugliness is what? Relative. Relative, right? Relativity. Without ugly object, there's no such as beautiful object. Without beautiful object, there's no such as ugly object. Ugly object also is depends. So since today you need to learn There are no such as beautiful there. There are no such as, ugly. Everything based on my imputation. So while you are dying, while we are dying, suddenly in your mind you can see so scary object, so many scary people around you. You must meditate on emptiness of the object, the beautiful object, the ugly object, the good object, bad object. Meditate on emptiness. Means meditating on emptiness look like you are realizing the illusion. Yes, we have a experience, right? While you are sleeping, sometimes you have a so scary dream. You're so scared. When you wake up, how do you feel? You feel sorry, wow, it was just a dream. Same way, in your dream, you have such a wonderful dream. You are meeting one of your very favorite lama. Right? You have so many beautiful objects in your hands. When you awake, there's nothing. You feel upset. Right? Then second, you realize, yeah, that was just dreaming, not actually there. So while we are dying, we can have all kinds of, uh, appearances. Therefore, when you look at next time when you're going to see someone so for very serious, very critical condition, the doctor said, I don't think he can, survive more than 2 hours. Suddenly you can see the person feels, whole body is shaking. So that means the person looks seeing something. They're asking, please help me. Oh, I'm so scared. Please go with me. This kind of reaction you can see. Also, when we see this kind of reaction, we should not think it's only happen for this person. It's going to happen me. It happen anytime. And therefore, here the object do also erroneous conception of subject and object, illusory body composed of the four impure elements. Therefore, first, we can have a lot of kind of suffering, the physical suffering. Second is the emotion or mental suffering. Third, the illusory body composed of the four impure elements. And again, just say you are dying naturally. There's no such an injection, there's no kind of, uh, machine around you. You are just dying naturally in your house. But our body made of what? Our body made of how many elements? Four elements. Four elements. So while we are dying, there are so many changes within your body. The four elements has a lot of kind of changes. Due to the element changes, due to decreasing or increasing the four elements, certainly also you can have a lot of different imagination. Also is make you so scared. So scared. Even though we have a same experience, I think everybody have experience. Sometimes you sleep in a little bit the wrong way. So due to the sleeping in the wrong way, in wrong directions, there's different changes in your body. Therefore, different experience, different appearances must be there. So whatever suffering occur, the moment of the death, because you continuously, remembering the Tipaljan, at the same time, you need to remember the emptiness of the suffering, emptiness of the happiness, emptiness of the beautiful object, emptiness of the ugly object. Also, when you have a physical suffering, also you need to think the suffering is not really independently there. It's relative. And also you need to realize, I have all these kind of appearances, imaginations, because of my all elements is changing. Now, we are very near to, death. There's the number 5. We chant together. May we relieve from the mistaken appearance of non-virtues when received at the time of need by the body, sustained rarely. The faithful eminence of what the death manifests, and we kill ourselves with the weapon of the 3 poisons of lust, hatred, and revolvement. Now, let us say, now we are on the very close to the death. Then what's going to happen? May we be relieved from the mistaken appearance of non-virtues. So any kind of appearance appear to you while you are dying, you need to remember this is just the reaction or manifestation of the non-virtues. I'm not going to escape. I'm not going to escape. Right? Even though when let's say you're alone in somewhere, somehow you feel scared. You're scared about the people going to harm you. Your room is totally locked. Nobody can enter. Still you're scared about what? Ghosts, spirit, you scared ghosts. That time you have to be very strong. You must say verbally, whoever come to me, I'm not going to escape. I can defeat you. You have to say verbally, then the sense of scare going to relieve. Same way, while you are dying, due to the negative karmas, you can have any kinds of appearances appear to you. Beautiful appearances, you must think this is the manifestation of the negative karma. I'm not going to scare. Beautiful object appears, but you have to think this is the manifestation of the negative karma. I'm not going to attach. Sometimes the negative karmas manifest as your best enemy. Then what you feel? You feel very angry. Also remember, this is the manifestation of negative karma. I'm not going to have a sense of angry, so anger and hatred. Practice compassion. Beautiful object appear, practice non-attachment. Right? When deceived at the time of need by this body, sustained to deadly. Yes, generally when we are getting older, let's say 80 years old, 90 plus years old, someday you really get angry because you really want to walk, but you're going to clap. Right? Then you really angry on your body. You're really angry with your knee and hip because the body cannot support you anymore. Therefore, here, when deceived at the time of need by the body, sustained to dearly. So, moment of the death, right? Also, in the past, I visited a few, hospital, someone dying. They really want to, touch here and there. Cannot, they just move the hand, they're just moving. Cannot hold anything. He or she really wants to sip water, so feel so thirsty. Cannot. That means the body is not really deceived. The body is totally going to become dysfunctional. Imagine this moment, you feel so thirsty, you cannot swallow water. You're so hungry, you cannot swallow food. You want to change your sleeping position, you cannot. Therefore, when you go to see the nursing home, right? Nursing house, nursing home, I've been when I was in US. It's one of the very, very difficult and suffering place. All the nurses help her based on paying, based on money. It doesn't have a sense of compassion, kindness, and tolerance. When you ask, please change my position, you look like piece of fruits, piece of object, just boom, go this way. Ask other way, they just boom this way. And in a lunchtime, they feed you. They will say, no, I don't know. Because you cannot swallow that fast. A helper, like a, what do you call it? Feeding you so fast. Eat, quickly, eat. Cannot. Imagine how many suffering we have at that moment again, instead of getting anger, attachment, desire, misunderstanding. Please try to remember the practice, try to remember the teaching, which is you learn when you are young. Otherwise, you have all the knowledge in your brain when you are young. So actually, when you need the Dharma, when you need the teaching, you cannot apply, you cannot remember. Now then you can see the Dharma and you become totally separate. Therefore, sustain to dearly. Then, frightful imminence, the Lord of the death manifests. Somehow now the death is coming very close to you, just next to you. Then, and we will kill ourselves with a weapon of 3 poison of lust, hatred, and bewilderment. What does mean we kill ourselves? What does mean we kill ourselves? Actually, do you know, have you really seen how the person is dying? The last minute, how the people really, dead. Have you seen how? Who can see clearly? Tell me. Okay. Last minute, how the people stop the breath?
There's a sound very coarse.
Yeah.
And then very tight, cold hands.
Yeah, these are just in signs. Okay, here you can see, due to your negative karma, if you don't practice dharma while you are dying, because we said, I wish I will die peacefully. We say we should peacefully die. A death must go through peacefully. But our negative karma is so powerful. Our negative thoughts are so powerful. We wish I can go peacefully, but the karma, the negative thought become trigger. Having all the difficult environment. I have seen very closely, how the last minute stop the breath. You can see when the people, breathe in, again there's a sound. And breathe out, breathe easy. Breathe in, again. Sometimes the breath become like, have to breathe few times. Breathe in, short, out, longer. In, short, or longer. Then finally you can see the breath is so shallow. Mostly you can hear the sound from nose. Then slowly you can breathe out. Finally, cannot breathe in. I have seen very closely because when I was young, I told the story one time in TBC. My teacher was seriously ill. My duty is nighttime, Nighttime, I look my teacher. Daytime, my student look after my teacher. I came back late in the evening. The students say, "Hi teacher, today our teacher, the breath is very strange." Immediately I went to see him. I can see exactly the breath is so, stop. Then I open mouth. I thought something stuck on the throat. I opened his mouth with the chopstick open. Then I realized the tongue becomes so thick. The tongue becomes so thick. Then I thought maybe the tongue is Philip, right? What do you call this one? Then like this. Cut. I thought that then I pull out the tongue with the chopstick. Cannot. Therefore, the tongue slowly going to shrink, become more thick. Finally, the tongue block the wind kind of the throat. Then last breath out, then cannot breathe in. Because there's no such as kind of place. The tongue is totally, block the windpipe. Therefore, like people release. Stop. Therefore, he mentioned here, we kill ourselves with a weapon of three poison: lust, hatred, and bewilderment, ignorance. Therefore, sometimes people have a beautiful object appearances. Attachment becomes so strong, so strong. Then he or she really, want to have the beautiful object. Then the breath stop. The main person, he or herself killed by attachment. Then the enemies or the dislike object appears. Then people, so the person is so angry. Again, the breath become very different. Last minute, the person cannot breathe in. That means person killed by anger. Related to this sentence, in the past, many people asking, what happens if someone commits suicide? Commits suicide is a good or bad? Bad or good?
Bad.
Why?
Killing life.
Huh? You kill yourself, you're not killing others. Huh? No. Generally, when say killing, many people always consider killing other beings. Right? Then many people, there's so many, saying if you kill yourself, so you have to kill yourself many lifetimes. It can be true, can be not true, I don't know. In Tibetan, we are saying, in Tibetan saying, also history is also, he said a few times, if the person is always commit negative actions, making a lot of problem in the society, a lot of problem in the, others, always making problem. You can see someone can do only things, harm others. Only harm others, right? When the Kadamba Lama or master, since someone always doing bad things, then the Kadamba Lama pray, wish this person have a shorter life. Shorter life. There's no point to live long life, accumulating more negative karma. Accumulating karma. Then there's another story, one of the Buddha lifetime, he was captain of the ship going for business. When they are coming back, they have a lot of accumulating like wealth, like money, like gold, silver, diamonds. Then the captain noticed somebody has a plan to kill all the merchant. Then the person thought, we're going to belong all these belongings. The captain thought, I must kill, these people. Otherwise, these people will kill others. He could accumulate a lot of negative karma. But therefore, killing yourself, good or bad, is in a way situations. I'll tell you one, the story, what happened. I have a friend in Singapore. The friend's brother, the wife was so seriously ill. In order to finish one bowl of soup, it takes 1 hour. Drink slowly, breath out, eat. Then she was such as, in a way, she thought, she decided, I'm going to go to Switzerland. At Switzerland, the doctor, what do you call this name? Huh? Euthanasians. Anyway, she wanted to go to Switzerland and want to die. We thought, wow, it's so strange. And she wrote a long letter, a few pages. She said, I'm going to Switzerland to end my life because right now I can speak, I can talk to my husband. At the end, while I'm dying, I can say, I love you so much. If I die, while I cannot speak, I cannot express my life to my husband. Also, she said, after I died, please don't be single, married again. I have 2 wishes. First, while I'm dying, I want to hug you. I want to say I love you. My second wishes is, I really want you to marry again. Don't be single. Finally, she died in Switzerland. But is it good or bad? Good or bad? Yeah, we can say, no, we are okay. We are physically comfortable, mentally comfortable. We can say that. But is in a way good or bad is very much depend on the situation. If you ask me what do you want to do, I have a very clear thoughts. I have a very clear thoughts. If I live with the, I hope I can practice Dharma even though I have a lot of sufferings. At the end, I cannot bear the suffering. I prefer to die myself. I prefer to go myself. Instead of going through all the suffering for myself, all the difficulties for others, I prefer to go myself. Just live. No, don't take any food for a few weeks. You're going to die. It's clinically in a way kind of commit suicide, right? It's suicide. It's good or bad. It's a situation. As a practitioner, as a Buddhist, okay, again. So if you are able to practice Dharma, it's better to live even though 1 hour more, a few seconds more. For next few seconds, you can practice Dharma. After we die, we don't know. But as a Buddhist, as a practitioner, we wish to live long life with a healthy body, healthy mind, because I want to practice Dharma as much as you can. Any kind of situation. This is. Therefore, here, we kill ourselves with a weapon of 3 poison of lust, hatred, and bewilderment. Now is kind of, the first stage of the dying. Stanza number 6 and 7 describe how to achieve the most favorable condition for the death by remembering the practice and the meaningful practice, and by remaining joyful. Again, what kind of prayers? Okay, now we chant together, stand number 6. May we remember the instructions of practice when doctors forsake us the way for everything. Friends that give up hope of life. We are left with nothing else to do. Now is more, like serious situations. Doctor say cannot. And also, our friends and relatives, someone go around the temple, someone go to see the friends or teacher or guru asking, do some prayer or some ritual, the person can recover from the sickness. Or the guru or teacher said cannot. Also, friends have given up hope. Friends include your family, your friends, family, all, totally giving up hope. That moment, we are left without nothing else to do, right? Doctor said, friends said, cannot. Relatives said, cannot. That moment, we left with nothing, friends or family or teachers or doctors or wealth, nothing. That moment, we wish to remember the instruction of practice. Right? We must wish to remember the instruction of practice, general one. Particularly remember the instruction of the process of the death. Is not, not able to practice immediately, last minute. So since today, so we have to practice the Dharma every day, continuously, particularly while we are getting older. We are very close to the death. So we need to more practice. Then the practice instruction, we're going to remember the moment of the death. Death instruction, particularly the process of the death. Therefore, stanza number 6 and 7 prescribe how to achieve the most favorable condition. 6, 7, please be chant together. Have the confidence of joy and delight. The food and well accumulate with the businessless and left behind. They separate from cherish friends going around situations. Is the number 7. Right? That's the number 7. Yeah. May we have the confidence of joy and delight, of food and wealth accumulated with the miserliness are left behind. Right? We have sin. We cannot bring anything, even our body. And we separate favor from the cherished, like our friends and family. Going alone to perilous situation. So since we also, in a way, death, going for next life, in a way, we must feel happy, particularly when you are 80 plus, even though you are so young, having all kinds of, physical problem, mental problem, all sorts of suffering. Finally, you cannot survive anymore. That moment, in a way, you feel happy because you're going to get new body, right? You are 60-year-olds. If you practice well, if you practice Dharma well, the next few months, you're going to be very smooth, beautiful baby. Then the parents love you, parents carry you, all your relatives really carry you. You have such a beautiful body, healthy body, everybody love you. In the past, the parents, the relatives, everybody give up. You are in such a difficult situation. Therefore, you must feel I'm not going to, scared about death. I'm not going to have a worry because in this lifetime, I accumulate, enough merit. I practice the Dharma enough. So due to these two causes, practice of Dharma and the karma, I going to have a good life, new life, right? So you can have a joy and delight. If you practice Dharma since today purely, unmistakably, accumulate proper merits, practice Dharma properly, the moment of the death, you must have a very confidence. You can be very confident. Right? Therefore, here, what Kadampa said, oh, that's the lowest Dharma practitioner, the very simple Dharma practitioner, not going to worry about death. Let's say there are three types of practitioner. One is a very simple, lowest practitioner, not going to worry about death, kind of confident. Second, scared. Third, what you call scared from the death. Now you can think you can be the first or second or third. No worry. Are you worried about death? No, we don't worry about death. Death come. But actually we are worried what happened after death. Are you worried? Not worried. Are you scared? Not worried, man. Let's say it look like you have a air ticket. You have a visa. Singapore no need visa, much comfortable. You have a visa. You book hotel. So you're going to go for holiday. You are not worried. Right? Still you will little bit scared. What's the food look like? What are the people look like? Scared. Right? Therefore, no worry about the death. No worry about the scared. Scared. Then last one, scared. Escape from the death. Next life, you no need to die anymore. Then you're going to liberate from samsara. Now you need to think, you want to be the first person, first practitioner, or the second type of practitioner, third of the practitioner. But we try to be the third one, skip from the depth. You can be skip from the death if you are able to escape from the karma. You can escape from the karma if you are able to escape from the ignorance, attachment. Escape. Second, scared. In this lifetime, you try your best. You practice Dharma every day. You are not just not worried, you also not scared. It's up to you. The third one, as a Buddhist, is please at least you shouldn't have a worry what happened after death. Right? Therefore, here, going alone to be prelude situation. So joy and delight. Can we live this life with a sense of joy? Can you? Can you? Can you? Can. Sure.
If you practice well.
No. I'm just asking, can you live with a sense of joy in this world?
Yes.
Huh?
Yes.
Very good. Everybody can live with a sense of joy while you're dying. Can you live with a happily? Can?
Yes.
That means good. But yes, this moment you can say, I can live. You can live that. For example, let's say you're alone in this house with a light. Are you scared in TBC? No, I'm not. And slowly last off, the light off. in TBC. Also the light the street light was off. If it's scared, little bit, little bit. Then you can hear the sound here and there. You're scared.
So
Uh,
I think it's a kind of familiarity. It's like, say for example here, I'm so used to it, and sometimes before I leave, all lights off, everything, it's unfamiliar with it. So what kind of sound, is just sound. That's all.
You are very correct because you are very familiar with the TPC, right? Very familiar. Exactly. If you are very familiar with your daily practice and the Dharma, you're not going to skip. Yes, generally, let's say you are very familiar with your daily practice. Suddenly, different appearances appear to you, and you confuse. You confuse. Therefore, yes, we wish to live with a sense of joy and delight. Okay, next stanza is more serious. Now, it's really, you are on the process of death. Therefore, next stanza number 8, 9, 10, describe the light and the appearance that occur during the first 4 phases to dying. Okay, please chant together. May we generate the power for mind of choose. When the elements, air, water, fire, wind dissolve, the physical state is ours, when it was dry, warm withdraws, red and the plus, then the 20 is sort of the energy. Okay, now is more close to the depth, right? Within the elements, number 1, what's the number 1? Earth. Number 2, water. Number 3, fire. Number 4, wind. Right? So when we are dying naturally, first the earth element dissolve into where? Water. Water dissolve into fire. Fire dissolve into wind. There's the 4 visualization, right? So 2, 4 elements going to dissolve into each other. The next 4 line is the saying the kind of sign. Physical state is lost. That means when the water dissolve, when the earth dissolve into water, what happened? The physical strength is lost. Clear? Then when the water dissolve into fire, what happened? Mouth and nose dry and pucker. When the fire dissolve into wind, what happened? Warm, withdraw. When the wind dissolve into the consciousness, what happened? The breath or gaps, returning sound emerge. So it can be seen by other can see or not is not important. Not important. You yourself need to realize. Okay. For example, while in the hospital, generally it can be happen due to the weather. Let's say you just drink sweet water, you just sip tea. Still, you can feel your mouth is so dry. Physically you cannot move easily. That's mean water. So earth going to dissolve into water. You need to relax. Physical still loss. Yeah. So when you cannot move yourself very easily, you cannot stretch your leg and hands, right? You really cannot open your eyes easily, open and close. Your mouth cannot open easily, close and open. This means what happened that time? earth dissolve into water. You need to realize. Then slowly you feel your mouth is so dry. Then what happened means the water dissolve into the fire. Then next, when the fire dissolve into the wind, what happened? Warms your hands and your legs, your body become, you feel so cold, right? Also, someday, even though the people stay in the AC room, sometimes the people feel so cold. Sometimes the person feels so hot. This means the changes of the elements. Then when the water, so wind dissolve into consciousness, what happened? The breath are gaps and returning sound emerge. But this sound is, you have to listen very closely, right? Also, we ourselves need to realize breath in is short, out longer. And sometimes you can feel, I really cannot breathe out. You're really pushing. You need to realize, okay, now next few minutes, I'm going to die. And you're pushing the breath, you're pushing out. You breathe in, very little breath, little oxygen come in. Also, going out. That time you need to realize, now I'm very close to the death. That moment when you look around, maybe you can see little bit your friends and family. Your mind has become very blurred. Should not attach. Due to the karmas, look like you can see your enemy. Should not generate anger. Just remember the teaching of the Buddha. Particularly remember your daily study and practice. Just use lie down on the bed, sit on the wheelchair, just practice bodhicitta, great compassion, emptiness. Certain things appear, meditate on emptiness. Enemy appears, that is compassion. And continuously practice bodhicitta without taking refuge. Right? 4 elements. Next, there's the number 9. We chant together. Realize the depthless mode of being. When whereas mistake appearance, fact, and the horrible, particular mirage, soul, flame appear, and the mode of the deity indicated. The 4 elements already dissolved. Okay, when the 4 elements totally dissolve, then medically you are dead. Medically you are dead. Medically I am dead. Right? The next of all appearance, only you yourself can experience. Nobody can see. Nobody can see any indication. Right? Until the 4 dissociation, still you can see little bit here, there, you can hear little bit here, there, and the 4 element totally dissolve. Look like the doctor would say, he or she died. Right? Then here many people asking questions. Oh, then what happened? The doctor said, oh, you have related whatever is died. Please, collect the body. Is what can I do? The answer is very difficult. If possible, if there's a way, all of you wish to die in home. Even though doctor said, oh, if you go through certain operation, the person can live another few months, You must say, I don't want to go to operation. I just want to leave this body peacefully, want to go home. But it's not easy. Let's say you are dying, you are seriously in hospital. The son said, I wish my father bring to home, he can die in the home. The wife said, no. The wife said, no. Scared. The person who is dying is a kind of relative of the wife. The wife says, yes, it's okay. The husband said, no. So many easy. But that moment, whoever you live together, you need a good understanding each other. Try to die in house naturally. Then again, it's a different country has a different rules. I'm not sure how many days you can keep the dead body in Bhutan, Tibet, Ladakh, Nepal, like my region, a minimum 4 days. 4 days. Minimum 4 days. But Singapore, weather is quite hot. So after 1 or 2 days, within 1 day, you feel the body have a little smelly, releasing mean the person is fully dead. Then you can do whatever. Otherwise, there's so many different traditions. Okay, so as a homework, please everybody remember the 8 visualization. The last one, number 1, mirage. Number 2, smoke. Number 3, fire flame. Number 4, mirage, smoke, fire. So, okay, here I will open this one, then we can stop. Into the mind. One, the power of wind element retro. Okay. Let me remember. Me go to Marbe. Okay, I think flame and the lamp. In Tibetan, it's the number 10, right? There's the number 10. No, so 9. Jita to number me go to Khanda. Me go to Khanda. I think there's a fire and sorry.
Fireflies.
There's a 4. Mirage, smoke, fire, and flame. Yeah. Okay. Fire flame means just like a night time. Suddenly you can see the fire appearance like. Oh, this is fire.
It's a kind of insect at night that produce light.
Yeah, fire. Second is a kind of light of the lamp. Let's say, for example, it's getting quite high. If the light going down, there's no transparent. Suddenly you can see the red color lamp. Therefore, as a homework, remember the 8 visualization. The first is the 4 elements. The last one is the here. If you have this book, mirage, smoke, fire flame, flame of lamp. 4. Number 1, mirage. Number 2, smoke. Number 3, fire. Number 4, flame of lamp. Right? Therefore, with the water, the earth dissolves into the water. You can have a mirage appearances. When the water dissolves into fire, you get a smoke appearance. When the fire dissolves into wind, fire flame. Fire files. Number 4, flame of the lamp. Here more clear, I will read through. Okay, please be patient for this another few minutes. The power of earth element deteriorates. The water elements become appears. The sun is that your body feels as though it is sink and so forth. The internal sun is the occurrence of the mirage, right? Once the power of water element deteriorates, the fire elements become appear. At this point, the external sun is dead. Your survey become dry, puff form on your tip. The internal sun is similar to the little smoke coming from the chimney that appears through the blue and the swelling. Then is smoke. Number 3, once the power of fire elements deteriorate, the wind element appears, at which is on this external sun is withdrawing of your body hits from the estimate. The internal sun is appear of the fire flash, similar to the multiple of spark seen in the darkness of the evening. Once the power of wind element deteriorates, it begins to dissolve into the consciousness. The external sun is that the breath flows through the nostrils. The breath flowing through the nostril cease. And the internal sun is occurrence of the candle flame undisturbed by the wind, like the burning a flame. So if you have this book, the page number 65 and 66. Okay, 66. So simple, you can remember this one. Mirage, smoke, fireplace, flame of lamp, vivid white, the vivid white mind, the vivid red-orange mind, the vivid black mind, a clear light. Add visualization. Number 1, what is number 1? Mirage. Number 2, smoke. Number 3, fireflies. Number 4, flame of lamp. Number 5, vivid white mind. 6, vivid red origin mind sky. Number 7, vivid black mind sky. Number 8, clear light. So next class, we just directly go into the 8 visualizations. 8 visualization, 8 internal, so 4 internal sign, 4 external sign. The next 4 have only the internal sign. There's no such as external signs. Clear? Okay, so.
It's the mind sky means.
Okay, this is a Tibetan translation. Because that moment is the first sign is the vivid white appearance, right? That moment when the person is dying and the consciousness dissolves into the first mind, all the appearance look like total white, the multicolor in the sky, white. The red and orange color kind of light appearance in the sky. Then slowly the whole, the sky look like very dark. Then slowly the subtlest mind, clearer mind arise. That means the first as a true sign, external sign, internal sign. The last four has only the person can see, the person can experience. Nobody can see them. Okay? Okay, so last we do the dedications. If you could please everybody memorize this text is very important. Also quite simple how to practice the part when you are dying. Okay, at the last we do dedication during our class. So we have been accumulating great amounts of merit because our motivation was very clear. Also our understanding is quite clear. All merit together. First we dedicate to able to remember, to able to practice the Dharma when we are dying. Also, we dedicate the merit to able to overcome the physical suffering, the mental suffering, the misperception while we are dying. Also, we dedicate the merit to able to remember the teachings, the instruction taught by Buddhas, particularly taught by your group gurus. Last, we dedicate the merit to able to practice Dharma, to able to remember the person going to go through the death for all sentient beings. Pardana Shama Yumada Yase Ye Manolande Dewa Jindo Kine Druba Mada Jingin Ruande Yorchi. Okay, so thank you so much for the class. Please start to memorize the root text. Okay. You can share. Yeah, we can pass each other.
Thank you, Geshe-la.